It's a fucking Weatherspoons. What the Wow, okay. So hello there guys and happy holidays. I hope you're all having a good one and that you've got yourself a nice new year lined up. So this is the first video in the calendar crawl series. For those of you who don't know what the calendar crawl is, it's basically like a year-long event which was started up by my friend John and I. We basically buy a calendar that has British pubs in, and then whichever pub features that month, we have to go to it, have a pint there, and have ourselves a photo outside it that's sort of vaguely reminiscent of the photo that features in the calendar. So it's a lot of fun. It's taken us to a lot of places that we wouldn't normally go to, but also it's a massive commitment because it's like 12 months. You know, you have to commit to that. And yeah, when I ordered the calendar a couple of weeks ago, the burden weighed heavy, and there was dread. I won't lie.
What we really need to do is create a powerful sense of dread.
So the calendar that we've got here is Worlde. Got that from a company called Rose Calendars. So we've done this, we've done the calendar crawl twice before, 2016 and 2019. I usually do a write-up, which I then whack on social media. Well, that's what I've done for the previous 2 years, and I thought obviously with having the channel it might be nice to also do a bit of a travel vlog as well. So that's basically what this is. And what this video is right now is just to go through the calendar, look at the, basically a bit of a preview for the 12 months ahead and where we'll be going. Maybe we'll give ourselves a little difficulty rating as we go along. So, on to January. The Pear Tree Inn in Hook Norton, Oxfordshire. Set in a lovely Cotswold village, this inn has wood beams, a cosy bar and beer garden. It stands near the Hook Norton Brewery, one of Britain's last working Victorian tower breweries, which still delivers beer casks by Shire horses. The village dates from the 10th century and has many attractive houses and a Norman church. It prospered due to the ironstone industry, iron foundries and a quarry. Okay, so yeah, looks like a nice pub. Hook Norton. We've actually already booked this one, so this one's kind of in the bag already. But it's literally just down the road from Hook Norton Brewery, so obviously that's made a mention there in the blurb, but we'll definitely be going and checking that out, I think, if it's open. We've not been to Hook Norton before. I think back in 2019 we went to Chipping Norton, which is just down the road. That was alright. It was the Blue Boar, I think. One of the main things that kind of sticks in my head on that one is we were staying in this kind of weird converted barn, which was really cool actually. And also Steve, one of the Sesh Gremlins that joins us, he was in a really bad mood because the Wolves had lost to Chelsea. So he went off the deep end, and I think we went for a curry and he ordered a bottle of red wine even though he doesn't drink red wine. We ended up having to give that to the guys on the table next to us because we didn't want it. But yeah, I mean, that's another story completely. This one, got no concerns about this. It's about an hour and 20 minutes from me. We're based in the Midlands as well, so we're in striking distance of pretty much everywhere. Like I say, this one doesn't bother me. Difficulty rating 1 out of 5, because we've already got this one in the bag. February. The Maid's Head in Wycombe, Cambridgeshire. This traditional 13th century thatched inn with beer garden and log fires is located on a lovely village green and is thought to be one of the oldest inns in Cambridgeshire. Wycombe has the last surviving 12-sided smock mill, built in 1912, now fully restored. Nearby Wycombe Fen is the National Trust's oldest nature reserve and includes fenland, farmland, marsh and reed beds. That sounds very nice, doesn't it? We've not been to Cambridgeshire before. I think the closest really we've been is like Northamptonshire or something, if that's even close. In my head it is. So yeah, first time we're going to be going to Cambridge, but not the first time we'll have gone to a pub that's located on the village green. Yeah, there was one that we went to in Wakefield, which was located on the village green. So it's in February, 4 weekends in February. I can't really see it being a problem for us. I'm going to give this one 2 out of 5. March. The New Inn, Pembridge, Herefordshire. Nice old black and white building there. Look at that. So this 17th century striking black and white timber framed inn with fireplaces and flagstone floors stands near the marketplace in the village of Pembridge, known for its characteristic black and white buildings. It was originally a farmhouse where tradition has it that the 1461 treaty whereby Edward the Fourth, sorry, Roman numerals confuse me sometimes, Edward the Fourth became king, was signed during the War of the Roses. It's reputed to be haunted. Let's go. So, yeah, I mean, first time we've been to Pembridge. We have been to Herefordshire before. We went to Ross-on-Wye. That was in 2019. Yeah, I mean, I'm liking the look of these. I mean, we're 3 in, but I'm liking the look of them so far. Definitely like the look of this one. It says on the, you can see there, it says accommodation on that little outbuilding on that. So maybe we'll even be staying in the pub. That's not something that we've done too much of. There have been a couple of calendar pubs that we've stayed in, but generally we'll stay in accommodation nearby because a lot of the time they're not worth staying in. Don't forget, we've got no say in what goes into this. We just have to go there. But yeah, staying in a haunted pub might be pretty cool.
Oh, you're very scary.
Difficulty rating on this one, again, like I say, Herefordshire isn't that far away from us, definitely within 2 hours. There's 4 weekends. March, nothing's really going on in March, so I'm just going to say 3 out of 5. Now then, April. The Punch Bowl and Ladle in Fiach in Cornwall. This is where it gets serious. This traditional, cosy thatched inn nestling among woodlands has a history dating back to the 15th century. It became a hostelry for passing travellers and mariners crossing the nearby River Fal on the King Harry Ferry in the 17th century. According to legend, part of the building was employed as a customs house, and the original fireplace in the bar was used to destroy confiscated contraband. Pretty cool. So, yeah, Cornwall. I see St Austell's there, which has me chuffed because I do like me a St Austell's. Yeah, always a challenge to get to, especially where this one is in Fiach, which is down towards Falmouth, which is both a negative and a positive, because although that means it's about 5 hours away, it does also mean we're probably about a 15-20 minute drive from the Verdant Tap Room. What we'll probably do is stay in Falmouth and then kind of commute up from there and yeah, go from there. These sort of ones always pose a bit of a challenge because we usually try for something where you're driving for 5 hours. You've got to try and make a weekend of it, which we have done before. We've been to Cornwall twice before, one in 2016, one in 2019, and we always try to kind of make a bit more of an event and a weekend of it. So that might be one to, you know, have a few days and take the family along to. So yeah, I'm going to give that one a 4 out of 5. May, the Duke of Cumberland in Castle Carrick in Cumbria. This stone-built inn was with open fires and stone floors stands on the green, known as the Mar, home to an annual music festival. Castle Carrick village is on the edge of the North Pennines, a stunning landscape of heather and peat moors, scenic dales, meadows of hay and upland rivers. It has imposing old buildings, a church built on the site of the ruined castle, and a reservoir opened up in 1909. I mean, if there's one thing you're going to be guaranteed going up to Cumbria, it's going to be stunning scenery and some nice traditional old ales. So, looking forward to this one. Going at a nice time of year as well in May. We've been to Cumbria once before. That was in Elterwater, which actually was a bit shit in the sense that the pub that we were staying at wasn't great, but you can read all about that in the 2019 blog thing that's got that. Check that out. But yeah, this one, a lot of bank holidays, or 2 bank holidays in May. Obviously it's time of year when people start going away on holiday. This is going to be a tourist spot, so the price of accommodation is going to be probably through the roof. Yeah, we'll have to do a bit of research on that one, but I'm going to say that is probably another 4 out of 5. On to June. So in June we've got, going down to Kent, to the Six Bells in Woodchurch. again, these are just some very long drives now. We've got Cornwall, Cumbria, and then Kent in quick succession. Anyway, near the large village green, again, a village green. Near the large village green in the pretty village of Woodchurch, this weatherboarded country inn is draped by a large wisteria. It has exposed beams in the bar and some hidden cellars used by smugglers in past times. Woodchurch Windmill, a white Kentish smock mill, overlooks the village with fine views over the Wallen marshes to the Kent coast. All Saints Church dates from the 13th century. Very nice. Random church fact in there as well. I mean, it looks lovely, doesn't it? Lovely pub. This will be the third time we've been to Kent. We've been to Whitstable in 2016, Tunbridge Wells in 2019. The one in Whitstable was awesome, actually. It was called the Neptune Inn, and that was, again, very kind of wooden boarded, like wooden kind of pub. And yeah, I really like that. It's a lot of character. Garden of England, as they call it. So yeah, looking forward to going on this one. Not looking forward to the drive. Means we're going to have to face the M25 at some point. So horrible. But hey, what are you going to do? We've committed to this now. I'm going to give it another 4. Obviously, we're going to the summer holidays sort of period, so that might be a bit difficult. But we'll get it done. We always do. July. The Barrel, Walkington, East Yorkshire, which I'm assuming that's up near Hull. Festooned with flowers, this small whitewashed inn has log fires and badges from Beverley Racecourse in the Cosy Bar. It's located in the pleasant village of Walkington, which has a 15th century church and a large village pond. From 1999 to 2008, a board of Bronze Age gold coins was dug up nearby. The attractive town of Beverley nearby is known for its racecourse and the impressive Beverley Minster. Cool. I mean, one good thing about this is there's like 5 weekends. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weekends, which is good considering it's a July. Going to be people on summer holidays, that sort of thing. So that's a bit of a break, I guess. I'm going to give that 3.5 out of 5. I think that's like a travel time of probably around 2.5 hours. August, the Lattice House, Kings Lynn, Norfolk. So this timber-framed inn was built as a merchant's house in the late 15th century, reflecting the prosperity of Kings Lynn as a major port in the medieval period. Standing in the historic town centre, it was a row of shops and houses before becoming a pub in around 1714. The lattice name probably refers to alehouse windows, which were screened with trellis or lattice, usually painted red. Well, it's a lovely building. Can't go wrong with that. Probably see what they're talking about here with the old houses / shops. It's a fucking Wetherspoons. What the fuck? Wow. Okay. Yeah, just looking on the thing, like it's a Wetherspoons. So interesting. We probably won't be staying there too long. Nothing against Wetherspoons, but there's going to be a lot of good places around that area, I imagine. Sorry, that's really throwing me. It's a Wetherspoons. There's 4 weekends to do it in. It's in August. 3.5 out of 5. September, the Blacksmith's Arms in Mickleton, County Durham. Okay, yeah. A former blacksmith shop converted into an inn restored with a historical blacksmith's theme with quirky decor in the bar situated in the upper Teesdale village of Mickleton. It is surrounded by spectacular, sometimes remote scenery, open moorland, diverse wildflowers and woodlands, hay meadows and the magnificent waterfalls of High Force, Low Force and Cauldron Spout on the River Tees. Well, sounds lovely. I mean, it doesn't look much, just looks like an old building, an old blacksmith's. I've had a quick look in this calendar beforehand, so what I can tell you right now is you've got County Durham here, which is probably going to be around 3.5 to 4 hour drive for us. And then you've got, in October, Edinburgh. We've had something like this before where it was the end of the 2019 calendar crawl and it was sending us up to Edinburgh, then Newcastle in November and December. Now, because obviously that time of year, you've got a lot on, it's expensive, it's winter, it's cold, you've got a lot to do, and we just thought, oh, are we really going to have to drive up there to Edinburgh, then back down, then leave it a couple of weekends, then go up to County Durham? Normally you would, but we got lucky.
A loophole.
Yes. The last weekend in November was also the first weekend in December. So the Saturday was the 30th, the Sunday was the 1st of December. So we were actually able to tick those off in one go. We basically had a road trip up, stopped off in Whitby on the way, which is lovely. Then we did Edinburgh, stayed there overnight, then went down, stayed in Newcastle for that next night. Now, it looks like we've got lucky again in that if you look at September here, the 30th is a Saturday.
You lucky bastard.
Which means that we can pretty much do it in one if we can get it in that weekend. If for whatever reason me or John can't do that weekend, then that could be a bit of a challenge because that means we will have to do it in two. I'm still going to give that a 5 for County Durham because that's, yeah, it's a long drive up. Yeah, so Edinburgh, like I say, this one, just have a look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? Once home to William Buck Clarence, a philanthropist and adventurer, and travel companion to Prince Albert Victor, grandson of Queen Victoria, this Edwardian-style inn and cocktail bar stands in Edinburgh's West End. After many adventures, Buck returned to Scotland in 1900 and was a renowned patron to local artists and musicians. The cocktail names recall his travels and the characters he met. Also a cocktail bar. We're quite partial to an Aperol Spritz, so maybe we'll do a bit of that. We've been to Edinburgh once before, and that was... the pub was fine. I think we probably would have stayed there for a bit longer, were it not like just absolutely hoaching, which it was at the time because it was like St Andrew's Day. Again, I'm going to give this on a 5 because it's Scotland. November. The Brondanwa Arms, Llanfrothin in Gwynedd. This 17th century whitewashed traditional Welsh inn with exposed stone walls, slate floors, log fires, cascales and cosy dining areas is situated within the Brondanwy. Within the Brondanwy estate, the former home of the famous architect Sir Clough Williams Ellis, designer of the Italianate village of Portmeirion nearby. Jesus Christ, the words in this one. The gardens at Brondanwy represent Sir Clough's talent for creative landscape design. Okay. This will be the first time that the calendar crawl has taken us to Wales. This is the first Welsh pub that we've had. We've had Ross-on-Wye, Hereford, but that's not Wales. Definitely don't say that to them. Yeah, looks like it's somewhere near Snowdon from what I'm looking at here. Looking forward to this, should be nice. Obviously, Wales, this sort of area, Snowdon National Park, you're guaranteed some scenery. Obviously there's some sort of architect garden shit going on, so, and it mentions log fires, cascales and cosy dining, so what more could you want, I guess. Robinson's is the brewery that owns it. I'm going to give it a 4. 3.5. 3.5. It's not quite a 4. And that leads us up to December, which is the Four Bells in Woodborough, Nottinghamshire. So look at that, in the snow as well. I doubt we will see it like that. So, seen here, coated with snow. This country pub was rebuilt in Tudor style in the 1930s on the site of an older Four Bells pub dating from 1762. It's situated amid beautiful countryside on the main street in the village of Woodborough, just outside Nottingham city centre. St Swithin's Church opposite dates from the 13th century and used to contain 4 bells before a 5th was added in 2008. Interesting. Yeah, good. 5 weekends. It's December, but it's 5 weekends, and it's Nottingham, which is not that far for us at all. Hour and a bit. So that's nice. That's basically, after a fairly difficult run, that kind of small mercies at the end of the year. We've been to Nottingham once, to Trent Lock, I think it was. That was nice. Looking forward to this one. Looks nice. Can't see what... Oh, hang on a minute. I don't know if you can see this, but on there, it looks like someone's drawn a dick in the snow on the board there. That's excellent. So there we have it. That's the preview for Calendar Crawl 2023, the locations that we'll be going to. So we'll be kicking off in a couple of weeks at the Petrie in Hook Norton, Oxfordshire. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. In the meantime, I will post a link to the write-ups that we did for the last couple of calendar crawls, which you can read or not at your own leisure. It should give you an idea of the sort of stuff that we get up to. So yeah, see you soon and have a happy new year.